So I'm just going to show you a project which I created to experiment with web viewers. Okay, so web viewer is a component which will enable you to view websites from your app. So any website you can view from inside your app using the web viewer. Web viewer can be found in interface in the last. Okay, the last component in the user interface button is the web viewer. So as you see, this is my designer screen. So what I have seen is this app has only one screen. Okay, so I'm going to use the screen one. This is just a demonstration app. You can use web viewers in your own apps as and when you create them. So in screen one, first I went and set the alignment of the screen one to center. Okay, so everything you see is in the center. So I put the horizontal alignment of screen one as center. Okay, then what I did is first I have inserted a label. So I brought a label inside, I put this, and in the label text, so you see here, if I go to the component label, in the text of the label I have just put this instruction, that is, if you need beautiful free images, browse through the list of sites below. So I've put the text of the label, and I have center aligned the text. Okay, and the width of this label I made it to the screen, so fill the parent. I've made the width of this to be fill parent, and the height I have just put it to 50 pixels so that the three lines are covered. So under that I have put three buttons. Okay, so one button I have named as Pixabay button because that is the website to which it will take you to. Then I put pixels button and snapshot button. So now you see these are all websites where you get free pictures. Okay, easy to use free pictures. So I have put these three. Now I have to show the website. So for showing the website, I put three web viewer components. So I dragged three web viewer components one below the other. First WebViewer component, I went and renamed it to call it Pixabay WebViewer. The second WebViewer, I renamed it Pixels. And the third WebViewer, I have renamed it to Snapshot WV. Okay, so you can pause the video here, create your own designer, and once your designer is finished, you can go and follow the blocks components about which I'm going to tell next. Okay, so you wait, pause the video here and finish your designer component to look like this only. Okay, now I'm going to go to blocks. Okay, so now you'll see that I have written quite a few blocks here. So what are these blocks? First, I have to initialize the screen. Okay, I have to initialize screen one. Now I've used a procedure here, just like how you used in that game. I've used a procedure so that I don't have to write all the steps here and I can use it as well. So in the restart, so right at the beginning of the game, think about what are the things which you want to see on the screen. So when the game starts, the label one, which is the instruction label, you need to see on the screen. So I made it true. Then the Pixabay web viewer should not be web viewers where you see the Pixabay site. So I want it not to be visible on the screen. Only the button should be visible. This one should be invisible. So I made it visibility to false. Similarly, the pixels and snapshot web viewer component, I made the visibility to false right at the beginning of the screen. What I've done, I've set the three buttons, which is the Pixabay button, Pixels button, and Snapshot button to be visible. So I put a true here. This is what I want it to happen whenever the screen is initialized or restarted. So I put it in a procedure called restart. This restart procedure I'm going to call when the screen one is initialized. Okay, so I put a restart and the restart procedure is called when the screen one is initialized. Now, after starting the screen, okay, what should we do? What will the user do? Once he comes to the screen, he is going to click one of the buttons. Okay, the topmost button is Pixabay. So let's see what we have done in the Pixabay button. When the user clicks the Pixabay button, first of all, we go and we have to tell the web viewer that it has to display the Pixabay site. Okay, so what we do is we go to this web viewer, Pixabay WV as I've called it. Inside this, you will see a call component. So you see this one, which says call Pixabay WV, go to URL and the URL address. Okay, this one. So I have put it here. And here I've said you have to go to this pixabay.com. Now, one very important thing to remember here is every website which you are putting here should start with HTTPS colon double slash or http colon double slash. You cannot have a website address which says www dot or just a website address starting directly. It will not work. It has to have the component either http or https. Okay, but what happens is when I go and click on a site, so like for example I go to Pixabay, okay, and then I copy this address. Okay, I copy what is here, and if I come to app inventor and I'm going to paste it here, it will, you will see that automatically it will insert the https. Okay, so it is fine. But remember, when you are typing an address yourself, don't type it as www.pixabay.com. It will not work. It has to contain either https or http. Okay, any website which you are putting in webviewer. Then after that, after you this, you say that this has to call this web viewer. What we want to do is this web viewer component we need to set to visible, because initially we said the web viewer need to be invisible. So now I'm making it visible, and then it will go to this web address. Now the instruction label I want to hide. When the website is visible, I want the instruction label to hide, and I want all the three buttons to hide. The Pixabay button, pixel button, snapshot button, all these things need to hide. So I put this here. Similarly, I'm going to go and program the pixels button also and the snapshot button also. Only thing that will change here is, here you will, when you are putting the website, you will give the pixels website address, and here you will give the snapshots website address. Both of them, as you see, starts with https. Okay, and here you will make the pixels web viewer visible. Here you made Pixabay web viewer visible, here you'll make pixel web viewer visible, and here you'll make snapshot web viewer to be visible. Okay, now you'll write this code for pixels similar to this Pixabay code, duplicate it and then just change the component's name. Similar one you will write for snapshot also. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I want you to, after you have done the screen initialize, so if you have written both these codes, after writing both these codes, let me all put it all in one screen, so you can pause it here and you can write the codes. So if you have not done the blocks yet, what you do is you can just pause here the video, pause the video here, and you have to write all these blocks. So you have initialized the screen one, and you have also told the computer what it will do when all the three buttons are pressed. So I'm hoping that now you have paused and finished this step. So once we have finished this step, we are going to see what will happen when the screen one is back pressed. So why back pressed? Because once you go into a web page, okay, how do you come back to the main screen? Right? So you have gone inside a web page, you need to come back to the main screen. So how do we do that? We are going to press the back button in your phone. Okay, we are not going to keep a back button, the hardware back button. So when I say hardware back button, it means the back button in your phone which you usually use. Okay, so when I'm going to say, I'm going to go into screen one, and I'm going to bring a component called screen one back pressed. Okay, so you will see it here, screen one back pressed. So I'm going to say when the screen one is back pressed, that is you are in screen one and you are pressing the back button in your phone. If the website Pixabay WV can go back. So it is testing a condition saying if it is in the Pixabay website, web viewer, and if it is a history, as per the history, it can go back. So what has happened is you have gone to screen 1 of Pixabay and you have gone to screen 2. You have clicked some link in the web address, gone to screen 2, and then you are coming back. So if there is an option to come back, then you call from the Pixabay viewer and ask it to go back. So these both you will find in Pixabay web viewer. If you go to Pixabay web viewer, you can find these two. Call Pixabay can go back. You're testing this condition, and then you're calling the Pixabay web viewer to go back itself. Okay, if there is no go back button, okay, if there is no history, and if it has already come back to the first screen, then what you do is you recall this procedure restart. So what will happen? It will restart the button again. So what will happen is you'll come back to the main screen of the app. Similar one you will also set for pixels. Okay, pixels website can go back, then you go back. If you can't go back, then you restart the screen. Similar one for snapshot also. If the snapshot website can go back, you go back, or else you restart the screen. Now what this will help you to do is you will be able to okay, now let's see if I can So if you do this, what you will see is, if you test this app, you should have the front button like here in the designer. This one should be visible. These three will be hidden. When the app starts, these three will be hidden. If I click Pixabay, these will get hidden. The first half of it will get hidden. These two viewers also will get hidden. This viewer will take up the full screen. Okay, this viewer will take up the full screen and you will see the Pixabay website. If you press the back button, okay, so if this is the back button of your phone, if you press the back button, you will come back to this menu. Okay, similarly, it will work for this also, and it will work for this also. So this is your app, and you understand how to use this web viewer component to view any website. Okay, now one thing, this will work for YouTube videos. Okay, if you want to give YouTube videos, you can give, but this is not the best option for YouTube videos, because this will not allow you to view the YouTube videos in the landscape mode. Okay, it will only allow it to view as a, not as a video but as a website. Okay, so the better option to play YouTube videos is not the web viewer component, but there is another component called activity. Let me check, what is that called? Not here. Yeah, this one, activity starter. Okay, in the connectivity options, this activity starter is the one which you will use for YouTube videos. So I will teach about it. This is actually a very complex component. Okay, it's not for easy. This one, it has got a lot of properties which you need to understand, but the easiest of it is the is viewing videos through YouTube. So I will teach you that part alone. Okay, so let me make another different video for that. As of now, you please try the web viewer component and see if it is working. Thank you, children.